Healing yourself is not only possible, but it is in the nature of your body and spirit. We've all heard about healing miracles, right? So the question is, do you have to expect a miracle to happen? Or is there something else you can do besides taking pills and mainstream medicine? Let's talk about this. We all come to this world with a highly intelligent immune system. In many cases, this system diminishes itself by the inappropriate use of our brains when we allow the building up of wrong thoughts and feelings in the shadows of our awareness. This can be our worst enemy. Negativity, stress, and unsolved emotional pain are key factors in the creation of illness. The correlation between mind and body has been extensively investigated by some scientists like Dr. Deepak Chopra. His work has been gaining credibility after many years of research and debate. The use and abuse of medications has been widely promoted by the pharmaceutical industrial complex for many decades. While some medications are necessary and provide great relief for many people, the nature of the industry, hungry for having recurring customers, has bombarded us through publicity, convincing the public to depend as much as possible on the use of drugs. These days, it's very common to watch TV commercials promoting the use of new medications to be consumed on top of other medications in order to fight side effects of the original medication. The irony is that these additional medications have also serious side effects which will probably lead to the need of a third medication. That is so ridiculous. But the worst thing is that people buy into these ideas and fall captive of these cartels. Other industries have also been in charge of creating bacterial phobia in people. We understand the importance of cleanness, but companies have been very proficient in making people believe that they live in this dangerous and highly contaminated environment at home, and that everything needs to be constantly disinfected through the use of their products. In many cases, the consequence of the abuse of these products will not only be of psychological damage to people, but also can contribute to the lowering of their immune systems, diminishing their own natural built-in tools for dealing and counterattacking many of these external threats. My father was a prominent doctor with a PhD in pathology from Harvard. I remember as a child that he would use medications on us as the last resource when we had the flu or stomachache or other illnesses. He believed that the abuse of antibiotics would diminish our immune system. He would say that if you allowed the immune system to work on its own when safe and possible, it would strengthen. He also always affirmed to us over and over that we were healthy kids. And I think that that affirmation was properly embedded into our minds because we grew up very healthy. However, as adults, my siblings and I could not escape from the pressure of stress, negativity, and the burdens of emotional pain. So far, one of my brothers has developed multiple sclerosis. In my case, during my worst days of stress and negativity, I used to have very frequent flus. They would last for several days with all the very uncomfortable symptoms like fever, body pain, etc. However, that all changed when I started meditating at age 45. Suddenly, I not only freed myself from negativity and stress, but also noticed a big change in the frequency and magnitude of my flus. When they occasionally appeared, they tended to be very mild. Today, it's like if I just see them passing through me without me being identified with the process. I saw my mother die of cancer. I believe that throughout her life, she had to deal with some important unsolved emotional issues. She was the most beautiful and loving person who devoted her life to raising her children the old school style. She and I had a very deep connection. We sometimes didn't even have to talk to communicate. We would just say the last phrase of a sentence because we already knew what we were going to say. I always noticed that in many aspects, she was like a little girl. She acted like an insecure person, and you could tell that there was something deeply repressed in her that she never managed to bring out and heal. She always had headaches. One time, she had to be operated to get removed a strange piece of bone that started growing out in her leg. Her emotional impacts started when she was just 2 months old and her father was killed right next to her crib. My grandfather was in a hospital bed recuperating from an operation when his crazy cousin came in and shot him to death. My mother was there, alone with her father in that room when that happened. Could that be part of the cause for her emotional condition? I don't know. She was the youngest of 3 children, and I remember her saying that she didn't get the same attention and care as her 2 other siblings. My grandmother had to go out to the world to make a living so she could support her 3 children. My mother was then sent to a Catholic boarding school where, in her own words, mean nuns would take care of her education. She described this period of her childhood as a very painful one. When she got cancer at age 56, I remember being in my room reflecting about all this. Suddenly, this idea that only she could heal herself popped up in my mind at a time when I still knew nothing about self-healing or meditation. The only thing I could do at the time, as a last resource and with my father's permission, was to bring to the house a holistic healer. The healer used some external natural medicines, and she was able to substantially lower my mom's pain to almost nothing until she peacefully passed away. There are many documented cases of people with cancer and other illnesses who have miraculously been cured after bringing the light of consciousness to their illnesses. Some people have witnessed doctors in China and other Eastern cultures banishing cancer tumors through the process of intense meditation. What they do is they visualize without judgment the part of the body to be cured as if it were already healed. When we awake the light of awareness in our bodies throughout the process of meditation, we revitalize our immune cells and we can heal ourselves. Of course, as we have said before, medical procedures and traditional medicine can be of great help in the process of healing when properly used and not abused. When we see illness as a call from our bodies to bring awareness into that part of the body, and we do it, the power of consciousness can bring about better results and even sometimes miracles. If you like this video, please share it with your friends and head to our website for insights, tips, and much more. Once you are on newmetv.com, please sign up for our email updates and share your comments and experiences with us. Practice meditation, live in the present moment, and always be the silent observer of your thoughts and feelings. This is New Me TV. Let's evolve together.